What's going on, family? We are officially on the journey to 1 million subscribers, and my team and I are giving away $30,000 to help you pay off your consumer debt. That's right. 3 E3 community members will each get $10,000 to wipe out their consumer debt. Now, do you want in? It's simple. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my email list by going to AnthonyONeal.com and clicking on the Join the Community tab. That's 100% it. Check this out. At 940,000 subscribers, we're surprising one lucky person live on my show with the first $10,000, and we're going to give that person a financial makeover before paying off their debt. So, before we get to today's show, hit that subscribe button and let's hit it 1 million strong before my birthday, July 1st. All right? Love you all. Let's get to the show.
Yo, let's talk about this $2 million. How did you get $2 million in grant funding?
So I've been...
You're the grant queen when it comes to helping businesses get grants and get funding.
Yeah. So I said, I'm going to build salon suites right next door too. So now I own 60% of the block. I have turned into the grant queen, and I'm so excited to just build my empire even more and educate the community that the money is out here and it's possible.
I'm the no debt guy, right? So I love the whole grant stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's no debt.
How to keep money, how to invest money, how to make money grow, how to make money work hard for them. I have seen a lot of people run into a lot of money. You just don't know what to do with it.
Well, the strategy from there is how do you steward and maximize this $100,000 to turn this into $1 million business? For anyone watching right now, has a for-profit business, do you start big or do you start small just to get started?
I like to...
Whitney, welcome to the table.
Hi.
Man, listen, I love your energy, yo.
Thank you.
Man, you are just amazing. I want to get straight into it. You know, right now with the economy, we're seeing people are nervous.
Yes.
We're seeing the stock market, it's just dropping like crazy. Egg prices are going up. You know, we were in 2008, we had the housing crisis.
Yes.
In 2019, 20, we had the pandemic. Today, we're in a trade war.
Yes.
And it's impacting businesses. You're the grant queen when it comes to helping businesses get grants and get funding.
Yes.
And I want to ask you right now, what are you telling people right now during today's day and time, who you're working with, helping them get grants? You even told me you help them even get some business funding as well.
Yes.
What are you telling people in this market to encourage them to sit still keep pursuing that business, still keep going after grants in this season?
I tell them that right now is the perfect time to join being a business owner, getting grant funding, using other people's money to fund their business, because the seat that I'm sitting in with my business, I do not feel the different things that's going on. The type of businesses I teach people to consecutively run, I don't feel it. Everybody wants to be a business owner. I'm a forever teach it. It's an industry, something like nursing, where it's always going to be a demand. So right now is the perfect time to actually take that risk, because the next big world thing that happens, you won't be affected if you take the right steps.
That's so good. A lot of us are watching. I would say about close to 60% of my people either have a business, a side business, or the third category is a hustle that they need to turn into a business, right? You've raised $2 million in grant funding for your business. What motivated you to pursue this particular path? Because you got 3 businesses, right?
Yes.
Okay, what do you have?
Okay, so store number 1 is an open concept salon, and I have beauty professionals in there. While we were inside that salon, people was running miles to just go to a beauty supply. I'm in a predominantly white area, and there's no beauty supplies over there. So I'm like, we need a beauty supply on the block. But I asked myself, how can I be different and stand out? Did some research, and I figured out that Black-owned businesses was 5 times underfunded than any other business.
Facts.
So I decided I'm going to only hold Black-owned products. That was my second store. And then time began to go on, and everybody wanted salon suites. It gave that more independence. So I said, I'm going to build salon suites right next door too. So now I own 60% of the block, and I'm so excited. And they're thriving storefronts. Every year we have doubled our sales, and I can't wait to keep on going.
Now, do you, and when we was talking earlier, you said that you're in a predominantly white community.
Yes.
But it's Black owned.
Yes.
And I got to ask this question. Are white people coming to your store?
Yes, they are. And they love the concept.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So would you say it's majority black and white? Or would you say it's majority black with some white? Or is it a good mix?
It's about 60-40. And I'm surprised that we even got the white up to 40%. They come in, they're interested, they love our products, they love our energy. And the beauty stylist that we have in there can cater to anybody, any type of hair. We know beauty, and it doesn't have a color.
You got any barbers in there?
No.
Y'all need some barber. So this is for the black woman. This is not for black people. This is for black and white women.
Yes, but our beauty supply sell male products.
What male products are you selling for black men in there?
We have like beard conditioner, growth oil, things like that. Yeah, we could.
Got a little bit of spots up in here. Get right there. You know, I need the I need that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next time I'm in Chicago I speak a lot out there. I'm gonna come by there and see what kind of oil products you have. Cause you know, my beard is a little dry.
You should. You would love it.
It's a little dry. But y'all need a barber up in there.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all need a barber. At least get one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. No, I'll take that back. Don't do the barber because I don't know if the barber can act right having that many beautiful black sisters coming out of there. He would be, that line would.
He would love it there. He would love it. You have great energy.
Yo, let's talk about this $2 million. How did you get $2 million in grant funding?
So I began when I was in college.
Okay.
And I just did eyelash extensions. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be a OBGYN, okay?
Oh.
So after I kept on flunking the nursing program or getting in school to try to do nursing, I did graduate. I was doing eyelash extensions and I broke my neck celebrating my degree. And I was in a bad car accident. I went straight to the emergency room. It was either emergency surgery or wear the halo on your neck for 3 months. I said, throw me into surgery. I had that surgery and I realized that my business went to zero. But at that time, I didn't understand rainy day fund. I was young. I didn't know how to manage the money that I was making. So I'm like, I got to make some money. What am I going to do? I've always been a great writer. I began to write business grants for myself. Got my first storefront. I'm like, okay, I'm going. I got my second grant, got my second storefront. Third grant, got my third storefront. And I didn't think I had anything special until I started writing grants for my friends and my family. And they would call me like, hey, Whitney, I got this grant. I'm like, okay, so she was like, no, you wrote me the grant. You got me the grant.
Facts.
And I wasn't even charging. I went on TikTok one day, told my story, and I got an overwhelming amount of needed business owners who needed my service. I started writing, and the grants started coming in, 50,000, 100K, this, that. So now I have turned into the grant queen, and I'm so excited to just build my empire even more and educate the community that the money is out here and it's possible.
Yeah. But one of the things here that we're doing, and I just love her energy. Like, her energy is amazing.
Thank you.
One of her best friends, y'all, is one of my dear sisters. She's the one who actually recommended you. She recommended you and someone else, Miranda. And it's Nurse Queen, y'all. Nurse Queen is her best friend, and y'all have similar energy.
Really?
Very energetic, you know.
We love it.
Love you, Queen, and love your other situation too. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I know here is that we are really focused on, by 2053, they say that African Americans' net worth would be 0 to negative by 2053. That people who look like you and I, that the majority of people who are watching will have 0 net worth, meaning they will have no debt, but they don't have any wealth. Or they will have a negative net worth, which means that they will have a whole bunch of debt. And so our mission here is to, by 2052, is to eradicate $1 billion in debt and then build $500 million in wealth. One of the key ingredients of that, first, is real estate. Then second is ownership. But the problem with ownership when it comes to African Americans is that we don't have access to funding to help us get there. And so for me, I'm like, okay, wait. Okay, how do I get funding? I'm the no debt guy, right? So I love the whole grant stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's no debt. I've never borrowed any money from the business perspective, but I'm not opposed to people doing that neither, whatever works for them. And you specialize in both. Over on the grant side, I think there's a lot of people I realize in our community that oftentimes we automatically assume that people know what a grant means. if you can break this down all the way down to your child, if you were explaining this to your child from the very first time to a 5th grader, what exactly is a grant?
A grant is an amount of money that you can get from a corporation, the government, or a private entity that you don't have to repay. And I know you said that you think it's a funding problem. I have a different perspective. I don't think it's a funding problem. I think it's a financially literate problem. Like, people don't understand how to keep money, how to invest money, how to make money grow, how to make money work hard for them. I have seen a lot of people run into a lot of money. You just don't know what to do with it. And I think it's the education portion. So that's why when I teach grants, I teach credit. It's not about that. I could get you some money. It's about what you do with the money that they don't understand.
What? Let's stay right there. I like, this is good. This is why we can never do 35 minutes. Because we get some amazing people on the show, and it's like, oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so this is what I'm hearing, right? Because I don't borrow money.
Okay.
So people tell me, well, I can't get access to money, right? And I'm like, well, I can't help you with that because I don't do that. I can help you, what you said, with the budgeting, financing, how you do the right stuff.
Yeah.
What are you seeing though? If someone gets a grant for $100,000 and have no financial education, what are they doing with the $100,000?
They're just gonna go and I think they're going to mess it up. I know they're going to mess it up. I have seen it a million times. I have got people these grants. I have ran into some know-it-alls, and they come back and say, Whitney, I'm ready. I need another grant. And I sit down and I ask, what did you do with that money? So when I speak about business plans, and people may think I'm a little anal when it comes to education, it's because I know for a fact that money is going to slide through your fingers. So it's very important that we speak about business plans. We speak about what you're going to do with this money. And also, a lot of people just like to spend a lot of money. They like to be in business looking like they have money, and they really don't have it.
Ooh.
So for me, I opened up my first storefront with $7,500, and it's easily $1 million business, $1 million plus business. And I started with $7,500. I make it look real good. I go to resale stores. I love a sale, but people don't understand that because they like the glitz and glam and not the hard work.
You have a strategy.
Yes.
And you follow the system.
Yes.
And so that's why you're successful.
Yes.
That's why you have 3 stores.
Yes. And when I think about the money that I use, the other people money I use, grants, credit, I only borrow if I know I'm going to 3x, 4x my money. And I leverage the points. I leverage credit how millionaires leverage credit.
Okay.
And that's why it works for me.
I like this because I've never looked into a grant for my business.
Really?
Never, not once.
Oh my God, we need to talk.
Here's why though.
Okay.
And educate me on this.
Okay.
I know the answer now, but educate me. I always thought that grants, because I come from the church world.
Okay.
I always thought that grants were a nonprofit thing. One of the biggest complaints that I heard from the nonprofit sector is that if you get the grant, well, then that particular entity, specifically the government at that time, there are certain requirements and guidelines that you have to follow because you accepted their money. You don't have to pay it back, but there are certain guidelines that you have to follow. And that was always a big problem in the church world. It was like, well, dang, we can't do that because this is being funded through this particular situation. And they said, you cannot say this, you can't do this, you can't do it at this time. And for me, I'm always like, I want freedom. And I don't want no one telling me what I can and can't do.
Okay.
Is that narrative correct?
That narrative is correct, but if you plan properly and you fix your answers to what the grantor wants, then that's not a problem. We're only going to match you with grants that help you. As well as, speaking of non-for-profit, I will say I have a for-profit and a non-for-profit. I get a lot of grants on each side, but they are not the only type of grants. My favorite type of grants to go to is, so you're kind of speaking of more governmental and corporate. Let me just break it down for you. Governmental, let's say Georgia gives everybody a grant. I really don't like that because now everybody knows about the grant. The pool is big. You can do corporations. Foot Locker, Chick-fil-A, Bank of America gives out a grant. Okay. A lot of people know about that grant, not really my favorite. I like private grants. So private grants is, I have a grant myself called the Boss Up and Breakthrough Grant. Neil Davis has a grant called the Greatness Grant. Coach K has a grant called the Legacy Grant. You could do Galaxy of the Stars, Bold Beginnings, beginnings. And these are small business owners. And my qualifications is me and their qualifications. You could do really anything with the money. We're looking for resilient business owners. We're looking for the business owners who keep on hitting the ground, who do not want to give up on this business. Just like, give me a chance. I am resilient. I will not give up. So I'm looking for personality and genuineness in my applications. I never ask you what you're going to do with the funds.
Never.
No. I ask for your business mission statement and the impact that you are going to create in your community. That's what's important to me.
That's so good.
Yes.
And because you're giving a grant, that's a write-off for you, for everyone
Absolutely.
that's on the business side. So I love that strategy on the business side. We've given out grants.
Yes.
We just haven't received any grants. And so I do need to hire a grant writer, specifically more so for my nonprofit side, though.
Yes.
You know, because I'm getting back into the academia space, and I really want to create this building. We're gonna get the next building over. I want to turn it into an educational center for young people,
That's amazing.
specifically college students, though, where they can come in here and really learn investing, learn home ownership, and I want to pay for all of it and give them credit for that in school. But I need grants for that. I'm gonna need some grants. So I'm definitely gonna be hollering at the grant queen.
Yeah, non-for-profit grants get funded way higher than for-profit grants. I did notice that. And the big corporations go more after non-for-profit. So when I was just doing my for-profit, I would get grants here and there from just places. But when I started the non-for-profit, doing my toy drives, we did back-to-school events. Now we're talking about the big dogs, Jewels, Chick-fil-A. Now they're ready to support and give you a lot of money.
So what you're saying is that apply for grants on both sides.
Absolutely.
And what do you say, for an example? Let's say for someone like myself or anyone watching right now has a for-profit business. Do you start big or do you start small just to get started?
I like to grant stack. So I like to start small because I understand if you're just starting out with grants, you may not have the funds for a grant writer. Any grant that I have gave you, I could list like 10 more. You don't need a grant writer for these. So I grant stack. Instead of just doing $100,000 grant, I'll do $2,500 right here, $5,000. I'll do a $10,000 one before I look up, okay, I got $100,000 in funding and I don't need a grant writer.
Wow.
But then when you get your funds, you like, I want to go big or home, the $1 million grants, then I will hire a grant writer for that.
For real?
Yes.
Okay. Your event that you have coming up.
Yes.
Right? I want to talk about that because I think a lot of people are looking to start off small, but they don't have the funds to hire a grant writer.
Okay.
But then someone like me, I just need to hire a grant writer, let her do all the work, right?
Yes.
Or him do all the work. What exactly is your event going to be covering? Because I think right now we do, is it grant writing or is it the business funding?
Both.
It's both. Okay. What exactly are they going to learn inside of this seminar?
Oh, it's going to get hot. It's going to get amazing. Yeah. So funding all across the board. We're going to go heavy into grants. We're going to go into business credit. We're going to go into legalization, how to properly get there. I start with business owners that has nothing, and I can get you to a lot of funding. We're going to go into content and marketing as well, too. Wow. My mentor taught me how to talk, how to sell, the power of marketing. That's going to blow your business up. And then one of my favorites are we're going to have guest speakers who are millionaires in different industry and show you how to get into businesses that make your money work hard for you and you don't have to work hard for your money. So by the time you leave that class, you're going to have it all. You may be a little overwhelmed with information, but you will be over prepared.
Yeah, for me, I like stuff like that. So y'all, we're gonna drop the information inside of the show notes. It says text a simple number. It should be up on the screen for you as well to get on the wait list. This is not until mid-July, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's just getting out here, doing a tour, making sure everyone knows what's going on. And you guys, for me, you all know me, I'm very, very picky on who I invite on my show. And I've been following Whitney for a while. I love what she's doing. And the fact that her best friend is someone who I respect and in that community as well. I was like, yo, let me get her on the show.
Here is the truth. I am always looking for practical ways to help you build, right, wealth, specifically generational wealth and legacy. And one of the best ways you can do that is with life insurance. That's why I partnered with my friends at Ethos. They made buying life insurance simple and hassle-free. Whether you're the main provider for your family or want to make sure your loved ones aren't left with financial burdens like debt, life insurance is a powerful way to provide financial security. As a business owner and a homeowner, I took this seriously and secured a $2 million life insurance policy through Ethos. Why? Because having a peace of mind, knowing my family will be cared for when I'm no longer here, is extremely priceless. What I love about Ethos is their quick and straightforward process. You can apply entirely online in as little as 10 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. I did it myself. Listen, no medical exams, just a few health questions that you must answer honestly. Plus, it's affordable, making it easier to protect your family without breaking the bank. Listen, I want you to lock in your rate today by visiting anthonyoneal.com/life insurance or click the link below to get your personalized free quote today. Listen, as we're getting back to the show, I want you to protect your loved ones. Don't play around with it. Be like me. I promise you. It's a hard conversation to have, but you will sleep peacefully knowing that you took care of your family. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Let's get back to the show to help you keep building this wealth.
Hey, my name is Whit. I own 3 storefronts on the same block and they call me the Grand Queen. I am so excited to invite every one of you to join the wait list for my birthday challenge. This is going to be a business challenge like no other, where I'm helping you hit millionaire status by using other people's money to fund your dreams. You can text the word BOSS to 909-473-4174. That's 909-473-4174. Text the word BOSS, and I cannot wait to see you and help you change your life.
People are getting let go from their jobs, period. The government has called people back into the office if you have a job still with the government. Walmart is estimating that this year that they will lose about $300 million in sales. It's a lot of money. When you're losing that kind of money, you're letting some people go. And one thing I'm learning is that if we're really going to eradicate $1 billion in debt by the year 2052, if we're really going to start raising wealth, if we're really going to change the narrative within the African-American community, then ownership has to be more involved with us. Ownership has to be one of the keys, because I really believe ownership is the key to freedom, not just freedom in life, but financial freedom, because green is the new slavery. If you don't have green, you're a slave. And the Bible says, if you have too much debt, you're a slave to the lender. And so for us, the strategy is, how do we get everything? How do we learn everything? Like what Whitney was talking about. It's not the fact that we don't have access to capital. It's the fact that we don't know the knowledge on how to, one, get access to more capital. Once we get access to more capital, how do we steward that well? How do we build that well? So to get this information, y'all gotta check her. Y'all gotta check her out. Y'all gotta check her out. Y'all gotta check her out. And you know what? I'm supporting so much. I'm not even an affiliate, so I'm not getting paid off of this, y'all. Because I just want her to get this information to get it to y'all. All right. And so I want y'all to really, really tap in, be at this webinar, get the information. If you have a hobby, if you have a side business, if you have a full-time business, if you have a nonprofit, if you have a for-profit, come get the information so that way you can know what to do moving forward. And if you can get you a $2,500 grant, like she said, a $10,000 grant, then a $15,000 grant, next thing you know, you're looking up and you got $100,000 that you don't have to pay back. Well, the strategy from there is, how do you steward and maximize this $100,000 to turn this into $1 million business? The same way Courtney turned her $7,500 into $1 million business. Man, I think we started with my business, me and my boy CJ. We turned, I started off with $12,000 because I had to buy cameras and equipment. And so now at $12,000, we're sitting, well above multiple 7 figures, right? And so strategy. Learn from different people. Check her stuff out. We're going to drop all the information inside of the show notes. I got another question I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
For someone starting from scratch, what's the very first thing they should do to begin today to pretty much build a business and to get the right grant?
Find a quality mentor.
Ooh.
And a quality mentor. And we live in a world of excuses. Some people say they can't afford a mentor, things like that. Open up a podcast, open up YouTube, open up a book, because to me, it's really about mindset. And the world we live in, it wires us to be a world of workers, not a world of bosses. Ooh. So when you get that mentorship and mindset and you believe you can do it, your actions will follow. But mentorship changed my life, and I have changed a lot of people's lives by showing them exactly what I did. 8+ years, they're getting it in a box and changing their lives.
What podcast are you listening to right now that for your specific field?
Ooh, Myron Golden. Myron Golden.
Yeah. That's my guy.
Yeah, Myron Golden, Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson. Those, I study millionaires.
That's good.
Yes.
No, I love it. I love Myron, man. He is winning right now. And I love what he's doing. I know what's the other guy's name you just mentioned? He's over ClickFunnels.
Not Russell Brunson. Oh yeah, Russell Brunson.
Russell Brunson's over ClickFunnels. Yeah. And then Grant Cardone. Yeah.
Yes.
He's a real estate guru. So I respect that. I think. See, this is why we're going over. How much time I got? See, because I'll be like, man, she be saying some good stuff, or I just be trying to make sure y'all capturing all this stuff, because I was with Bishop T.D. Jakes a couple of weeks ago, and he said something on the stage that I can't remember exactly what he said. So I want to make sure before I say this, he didn't say this.
Okay.
But this is what he was kind of hinting to.
Okay.
But my verbiage, this is my verbiage, Anthony ONeal's verbiage. I gotta make sure that my mentor and friend doesn't get blasted for what I said.
Okay.
But what I walked away, my notes was, don't allow the world to program you to be stupid. Yeah. Because we've been programmed to where you say get a mentor, and a mentor programs you to be wise. But the world has programmed us to be stupid. Here's why. Several people went to Coachella a few weeks ago, dropped about $3,000 on average. 60% of those people financed that $3,000 over 2 years. So they're going to pay back about $5,500. Out of that, people went and they financed an outfit, they financed all this type of stuff. But then these are the same people who want to complain, my business ain't winning.
They can't get no money.
I can't get no money.
You just don't know what to do with it. You at Beyonce concert.
Exactly. And so when I hear you say get a mentor, listen to a podcast, watch YouTube, go read a book. You are programming yourself to be wise. So that way, when you do get a grant from Whitney, when you do get a grant from whomever that she helps you get a grant through, now you know what to do with it. But it does bother me sometimes, specifically with our people, that we will complain that I can't do it, but then some kind of way you will find a way to do it when it comes to entertainment. And I'm not knocking entertainment, because I love entertainment. Chris Brown is coming here. I got a suite. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When Drake came to DC, I bought a suite for my whole staff. I love entertainment, but I read and listen to a podcast every single day. And I think it's part because I'm a nerd and I am a professor, but at the same time, it's like, man, one of my good friends, Darius Daniels, said, man, I don't want to suck. I don't want to be dumb. I don't want to be the laziest one in the room. And the only way you can do that is by getting a mentor and by feeding this with more junk.
Yeah. So
for the fact that this is why y'all got to get with her, man.
And when I say, I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree. Okay. I'm $65,000 in college debt. They never taught me a business plan. They never taught me about credit. The generational curses, my parents didn't teach me. My grandparents didn't teach me. And I think that it's just this facade that we just can't. I really say, get with somebody, get your accountability partner, and go all in. And me and Queen grew up in the ghetto. She don't talk about it a lot. We grew up very, very poor.
Wow.
And it's the fact that we are in our separate directions. People think that they have a 9 to 5. They can't get away from it. Queen still works a 9 to 5 and she's super successful.
Super.
And when I tell you that you could do anything possible, but you got to think that you're able to do it. And those excuses will kill you. So I like to tell a lot of people, and I want y'all to open your ears and listen very closely. want you to go in the bathroom, look in a mirror, and take some accountability that the direct position you're in today is a result of the decisions you made or a result of the decisions you didn't make. And once you figure that out, I want more people to understand when you make those excuses, I want you to look in the mirror and just say, you're just not that serious about your future. I'm under 35. I'm financially free. I'm sorry, I'm under 30. I'm financially free and I'm hungry. I'm starving. I'm gonna get it. So if you step over that hump, anything is possible.
Listen, man. No, you still got some time. But I was like, we could have ended the show right there. Seriously, because I mean, I think that, you know, one thing I respect about Queen, every time she comes over and she gives me my IV drip, Queen will literally sit there and talk to me about business.
She's a student.
That she's like, yo, so how are you doing this? Or what do you recommend? Hey, who are you listening to? Hey, how do I do this? And I love it. I love it because her and my brother, like they're just growing and they're asking questions. And I'm like, if I was her age, I wish I can go back to y'all's age because I would be wiser and wealthier today if I would have had this mindset in my 20s. In my 20s, I had the hustle mindset. Hustle for the money so I can get the finest woman in the world. But I wasn't hustling for the money to build something of substance. And to see y'all out here hustling and killing it.
Speed, not direction. I mean, direction, not speed.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this. What are the biggest mistakes? Because I think lack of education leads to mistakes.
Absolutely.
And also, watch this, I think the hunger of money leads to mistakes. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see with people? Because you're going to get hit up on today's thing. People go, oh my God, I need a grant, I need a grant, I need a grant, I need a grant. I want to file. What are some of the biggest mistakes when you see people come to you and they file for a grant? What mistakes are they making?
Not being prepared. But I think a bigger problem on top of the grants is I think people are working too hard the wrong way. So we are so wired till you work 60 years for you're going to retire with a small pension. You only got 10 to 15 more years to live and now you're dead. So I see a lot of our parents and our grandparents like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I've tried. You were going the wrong way. You're in the wrong direction. So if more people put all of that energy, take the small risk that on the other side is your success, we will have more millionaires. We will have more success. So you're going in the wrong direction. It's the education for sure. And as well as with the grants, I see a lot of people not trying. I read grant applications and I see them lazy. They just want to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT gets you directly kicked out of my grant. I do not even see it because I'm looking for you, the wrong person. And AI is not a human thing. Yeah, it's becoming more and more human-like, but you're just not putting the effort in. And that's all I ask you to do is just show up and put 100% in it.
Facts. You ain't got to answer this question. I'm curious though. How much does it cost to work with you? I want to book you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I need grant writing for the vision. If I can get other people's money and I don't have to pay it back, Anthony ONeal will sign up for that all day long. Yeah. Right? And so I saw her face. She didn't want to tell me how much she was.
My lowest package is $1,000. My highest package is around $2,500, $3,000.
And that gets you the grant?
Well, grants are not guaranteed. I want to be super transparent about that.
Thank you for saying.
Yeah, I want to be completely. Please do not let anybody scam you. You give me $200, I can turn it into $25,000. It's a scam. No, but $2,500 will get you working with me. I will learn you. I will learn your business. I will learn how to write like you. I will help you create the impact, write it, search the grants for you. How much funding do you need? What do you need it for? So we won't run into grants where you can't use the money for the things. I will apply for you. We're going to get you to the finish line of funding.
Now, when you apply for a grant, do you get a no or do you just get like a no response?
Either or. Sometimes you get both. Okay. The good thing is you walk away with your grant answers as well too. So you're able to go apply to any other grant and you got the answers right in a PDF.
Wow. I mean, $1,000 to $2,500 to have someone to help you. That is not cheap, but that's not too expensive as far as an out of reach. That is a beautiful price right there.
That's lower than that Beyonce ticket. I'm just saying. I wasn't at the concert, y'all.
She said it, not me. She said it. Nah, I would invest into that right now because that's going to bring. How do I say this? it's not about bringing in more money. My thing is, how do I impact more people?
Absolutely.
And you're going to help me impact more people, because to impact more people costs money.
Yeah, and a big misconception is a lot of people think that you have to be fully legalized to get a grant. You got to make this much money. We have got over 6 figures to people who haven't even had a business yet from a business idea. So that Bold Beginnings grant I gave you guys, that $25,000 grant, that's a startup grant.
That's a startup.
You don't even need legalization, and it's a lot of grants out here like that.
Wow. And I love it, because as I'm learning more and more about this space, because I knew I was going to have you on here soon, I was like, let me just start learning about grants and that kind of stuff. I'm like, there's a lot of businesses who have to give it away because it's a tax write-off. And so it's like, well, let's give this money away. Let's give this money away. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of people really, really, really hungry to help other people.
Absolutely.
Y'all, there's no excuses. For real. Like there's zero excuses. And man, boss, you said something so good. We're working hard the wrong way. We know, white people, I love y'all. Pause. This is for the black people.
We at the barbecue. Come on.
Yeah, we at the barbecue. Black people, we know how to bust our rear end.
Oh, and we're talented. We're smart.
Super. Like we know how to go out there and get that money to survive. We don't know how to follow a system that would take our hard work and turn it into fruit so that we're thriving.
Yeah.
And what I love about you is it's like, hey, listen, let's keep this energy, but let's channel it somewhere else that will get you further. And some of you all who are watching this and listening to this right now, some of y'all are busting your rear ends. Much respect to my dear sisters, man. Y'all are the fastest growing entrepreneur in the world. Y'all working a full-time job like Nurse Queen and got a side business and doing the different things. And some of y'all even got children on the side. So not only are you a 9-to-5 employee, you're an employer as far as in you are a boss. You are a whole mama on the streets, and that's a full 24/7, 365-day job. And then don't have a man like me. Lord Jesus.
Oh.
Then you got to be a woman to a man or a wife to a husband. And you have that energy and you're winning, but how do we take this energy, put it somewhere else that doesn't stress you out? And one of my philosophies that I tell myself is all the time, I tell this is my money. I need my money and the strategy to work harder than what I'm working. But you have to position that to happen. And a lot of us are just not positioning that to happen. We just do the same thing over and over and over.
We really have to unwire ourselves from working hard for our money hourly. You cannot pay me any type of money hourly to work. No, I have probably 6, 7 streams of income. Each one of them make a minimum of $100,000. My biggest stream of income make $1 million plus by itself. And that's none of my storefronts included in any of that. You can't pay me to work hourly. Like the strategy, the systems that I put together, the businesses that can work currently. And if you guys ever watch me on my social media, I go live all the time just doing my makeup, talking. And I got all these businesses running in the background. So being able to sit, be a student, and I'm sorry, we still at the barbecue, y'all. We gotta be students. We gotta listen. We gotta stop making excuses, because you could come to me right now and say, get this done. 10 people gonna say, I can't, I won't, the sky is blue. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get it done, and I'm gonna over deliver, and it's gonna be done. So it's always gonna be somebody hungry. You gotta be hungry.
Gotta be hungry. We're over by 3-4 minutes, but we did good.
We did it.
Now listen, we're going to drop all Whitney's information inside of today's show notes. I pray that this show has inspired y'all from, unfortunately, breaking her neck to now breaking the bank accounts in a good way.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? From her and Queen raising up in the ghetto to now having a story in the ghetto. Not in the ghetto, she in the suburbs. You know, I think today's show was more inspirational. And with some practical, with encouraging you all to sign up for her boot camp, for her thing. How much is it?
I don't know the prices yet. It's going to be 2 to 3 different tiers, but it's going to be a price point for everybody.
Bet. Cool. So y'all text that number. It's inside the show notes. Check it out. And we're going to put Whitney's information inside of the show notes as well, to where if you want to reach out to her to get a grant, hey, just come correct. Don't ask her a whole bunch of questions. Tell her, hey, I got 1,000, got 2,500. Here's my idea. What do I need to do? Don't waste your time. Okay. And Black people, don't ask for no discount. Don't come with no sob story. Hey, no, if you don't have the money, if you don't have the vision, don't waste your time. Go get the vision, get the money, then come to her and help her get you the strategy. Black people, we got to stop asking for discounts. And we got to stop wasting people's time, because you don't want your time wasted. All right. And so that's real. Because some of y'all be reaching out to me telling me, hey, man, I can't pay my rent this month. What do I got to do with me? No, I'm teaching you how to live. I'm not paying your rent. Right. And so she's not going to waste her time, take time away from her son. You have a son? Daughter. From her daughter, right? To come and help you a little bit. No. Not my community. E3 community. We don't do that. All right. So we're going to put our information inside of today's show notes. I love you all. Thank you all so much. Whitney, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Man. We'll see y'all on the next show. Peace out.